Hi everyone, so I want to show you my latest dies from Kokorosa Studio. Now I've done cards for these and projects for these, so the tutorials for the cards that I've made will be coming up over the next few weeks. I will of course in this video just show you the cards I've made with each of the dies. So I think we will start with this one, which is a really nice die, and it actually cuts out that as a border, so it does cut out this middle oval as well. And I really like it. So I'll show you the cards for these at the end. But this one here, in fact I might do it as I go along. Let me do it as I go along, it might be easier, mightn't it? So this one measures from the highest, like the furthest edges, it measures 5.5 inches tall by approximately 4 inches wide. So it's a nice size. And so that is that die, and it cuts out quite nicely as well. So you might want to you might need to put it through, depending on how thick your card is, you might want to put it through a couple of times because you have got some quite fine leaves at the top here. I think I had to put this through a couple of times with some of the leaves because I was using relatively thick card. Okay, so this is the card I made with this, and I did this on a live stream. So there we go. So that's the card. So this is basically the reverse of the jacket fold card that we did, and we end up calling this one a rocket card because it looks a bit like a rocket when it's like that. But you can see the beauty of the die cut and the fact it embosses it. Now the middle oval I actually put back in again, but it does cut it out. So this is actually, you can see it actually cuts the edge. You can see how fine that is. So it's really nice, really pretty. I shall be using this lots. And if you wanted to as well, you can cut it up. So if you wanted only like half, you wanted like a circle, you could cut it and then cut the middle section out, make it into like a circle if you want to. But I really like that die. Very nice indeed. Okay, so I also got this die, which is a camera, and I thought this was quite cool. I like the way, I like the size of it, because most camera dies that I've seen have been a lot smaller than this. So this one, the actual main bit of the camera, measures 3 7/8. It's just shy of 4 inches by about 2.5. So it's a nice size. So great for, you know, anybody you've got in your family or whatever, friends who are into photography, or you just want to have a camera on it. And so this is a card I made with this. So this is a card, again, I've got a tutorial for this shape of card. This went up recently, so go and check it out. It was on a Sunday. And so there's your camera. So I've actually just cut out, because obviously you've got the front section and then you've got the back section, and it also comes with the little, if you look at the actual die, this is the back section, this is the front section, so that's that way around. So if you see that little hole there, that should marry up with that bit there. And then you've got this bit, which is obviously on the front of your lens, and then these little bits are your little buttons, and then that is for this bit here. And then I've actually gone ahead and cut out those 3 pieces in the front, the shiny silver, so you end up with that. So yeah, so these are the 3. So I actually just cut that out separately, and then there's obviously the little dots, there's the square, that's the gap, that should pop out but I left it in, and then this is the ring. So yes, it's quite a really nice die. It works really good. So that would be good. You can do all sorts with it. You can colour it up, you can use black as the back maybe and do your little buttons and that in silver. You know, you can really go to town with it. So yeah, so that's that die. Okay, so next up I'm going to go with these sea dies. Now these did come in this packaging originally, but I've used them, so I've just put them onto my magnetic background. These actually, when they came, I was surprised at how big they were, and I was very pleasantly surprised at how big they were. I was not expecting them to be this big. I'm glad that they are this big because it makes them a lot more useful. So these are about 7 inches wide. Yeah, they're all about, these two are about 7 inches. This one is about 4 3/4, and this one, if I do it, is about 3 inches. So they're a very good size, very good size. Very impressed with those, very impressed, and they turn out really nicely. So I teamed these up with this lighthouse die, and again, really like this lighthouse die. Really nice size. So it's almost 4 inches, 3 7/8 of an inch tall. and it's almost 2.5 wide. And so I teamed them up and used it on this triple easel card. So this is the one. So as you can see, those waves, look how good they look. Those waves are so cool. So I just used the 2 long ones. If I just show you that front bit, you can see the waves on that. And then that's the lighthouse. And so with the lighthouse, as I explained, when you'll see the tutorial of this, you'll see I cut the whole lighthouse out in white, and then I just got some red card and made sure that the strips were the right kind of height, and then laid it onto the die and just cut them out and then just laid them on. And then this, which was some sparkle print black card, again I just got like an off-cutty bit, laid it onto the back of the die, make sure I put tape on first, and then just cut it out, just stuck it straight on, so you can kind of layer up your card. I was really pleased with these, and these are going to get lots of use, lots and lots of use, because look at those, how good they look. I love it. I love all those bubbles on the top. And I didn't get to use the other 2 of the dies, these 2 here. So I didn't get to use this wave one and this one. So they're definitely going to be coming up on a card soon, I'm sure. But yeah, I guess these 2 sort of lend themselves to each other because of the bubbles, and these 2 do because of the, you know, the kind of the swishy bits. But I just thought these 2 worked really well together. So yeah, I'm really impressed with those. Very, very, very impressed with those. So then we've got this one here, which is a pentagon, and look at the detail on that. Now that is a very detailed die, and for those of you who are used to using very detailed dies, you'll know that it's no fault of the die, but you do have to run that through quite a few times in your machine. So I use my Gemini for this because I decided that it's so intricate, and the card I used was probably about maybe a 300, maybe, yeah, probably about 300, maybe a bit more, I'm not sure. But I had to run it through a good 4 or 5 times to get it to cut, you know, well. But it does turn out really nicely. So this is what it looks like when it's cut out. I mean, how beautiful is that? So I'm in the process of making this up into like a little, not a cube, but you know what I mean, like a 3D version. So what I've done is I've actually, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this, which is why I've kind of half done it. I don't want to put it together because I still need to film the tutorial for it. But I've cut out some of these panels, and then I've put on the back of them, I've put some vellum. This is actually printed vellum, so that I can then go ahead and put a light inside, and then you get like a little light up whatever, 3D, you know, whatever box. So they just all go together like that, and will obviously bend, and then there'll be another one, so they'll stick together like that. There'll be another one here, and it makes up like a little, you know, box, I suppose. I'm not sure what it's called. It's basically a cube, but a pentagonal version. So yeah, so stay tuned for the tutorial on that. That will be coming soon. But look just how detailed that is. That is beautiful. But as I said, you do need patience with this because it's so intricate. You really do need, you might need to put extra shims in and stuff just to make sure it cuts properly. As I said, I had to do a few goes through, but that's because it's just so intricate. And then I've cut out a couple of panels with this die. I haven't had a chance to make it into a card yet, but as you can see, look at that great pattern on there. And imagine that on like a mirror. So I've just used this gradient paper that I've got, and I did one going that way around and one going the other way around. But look at that pattern. It's so nice. So yeah, I can't wait to use these 2 panels. I was hoping to have done them, but I just really want to get this video out. And so yeah. But yeah, you can use it as a background for anything, and also as I was saying about stitching, you could stitch. If you wanted to, you could stitch along those lines, because there is actually, you can't see it very on here, but if you put a light on the other side, you can actually see. I mean, that's the other thing you could do is you could make like a box with it and then have a tea light in the middle, and then at night you would actually get a little glow behind there. That would be very good, actually. That would look really good. So yeah, so that's that one. And then the other one, and again, I haven't done this yet, but I'm planning to do this later, but I didn't want to take it out of its packaging, so I wanted to see what it looks like when you first get it. So it basically makes like a stack of towers, a stack of like a tower of stacked presents. That's the way I want to say it. but you get all your matte and layers in there as well. So all those separate dies. So again, I will show you next. Right, so I just wanted to show you how this cuts out, because obviously when you see that like that, it's, unless you really study it, it's not that clear necessarily what is what. So you have an outer die, which is that piece, okay, and that cuts out. So I've done a little one here. I've just got my little boxes ready. I've sort of part made the card, and I'm going to finish the rest off on the video with you so you can see what is cut out. So this bit here, that is what this die here cuts out. So basically it does this like a stitch line. It cuts from the outside, and then all of these lines across here are all cut, and then everything else is a score line. And so basically what you want to do is, this top one is going to be a valley. That's also going to be a valley, and these are all going to be mountains. Okay, so that's what happens when you've folded it all out. That's what it looks like. So as you can see, it pops forward. Now if you wanted to, you could just make your card that size. So your card would be like a very slim line, 2 1/4 by 6 1/2. But I thought I'll put it in the middle of a 5 by 7 because I thought that would probably work quite well. So the next layers that we cut out are this one here on both sides, as you can see. Okay, and that is what I've cut out of this one. Let's see if I get this one out. So that's that white one, and that piece just goes on here, and obviously the corresponding piece goes the mirror image on the other side. Then you've got this piece here, and if I hold it there you can sort of see it better, and this piece cuts out this one, and that obviously is the pattern layer that goes on the top there. Okay, and then all these little boxes you can see here, you've got like the mat and then the pattern for each one. Okay, so I've cut all mine out, mine are all there. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm just going to stick all of these layers down, and then I'll come back to you when I've done that with the finished thing, so you can see what it looks like when you've added all your mats and your layers, what it looks like. I haven't cut out the bow, but I might do in a bit. I'll see. I don't know if I'm going to have space for it because I'm doing it on the inside of the card. I don't know if I'm going to have space for it, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick all these bits down. Okay, so that's what it cuts out. So it cuts out, and that's what it looks like when it's all stuck together. So it's actually really nice. I love the gradient they've got on those. Also, just bear in mind, if you do it so that it's pretty much this size, when it shuts, you do need to allow that extra bit. So your card blank, if you were going to do it just like this, would need to be at least 3.5 inches by 6.5. Okay, or a bit more than 6.5, 6 3/4. So yeah, but I think it'll fit in a slimline card. I'm pretty sure it'll fit in a slimline. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add another layer inside this one. I've already stuck bits on the front, and then that is going to go in the middle there. So we've got a nice little present when you open up your card. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick that in. Okay, so I went ahead and stuck down my pattern layers there, and then here what I've done is I've just done a panel, but I've just scored it at the top at 1/2 inch. And underneath, I'm not going to open it up fully, but underneath you've got a plain panel. So then that's where you can write your message. You just lift that up and you can write your message. So yeah, so then at least then you haven't got anything in the way. And then all I really need to do is just add maybe a greeting on the inside, or you know, like with a bow I could add that. But yeah, but as you can see, it looks amazing. So I really like that die. I like the fact it's so big as well. So that's that die. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you go and check out kokorosastudio.com. Make sure you use iced20 if you order anything, because that will get you 20% off your order. They were celebrating Chinese New Year, so I know that they've I know my order took about 20 days to come, a bit more than that, 22 days, something like that to come. So just be patient with them. They're probably working for a backlog at the moment. Yeah, but they're very good, and I do like their dies, I have to say. So I hope you enjoyed today and you get a little look at what you can do with the dies I ordered. So yeah, so we'll see you again next time. Bye.